These long-legged Russian models were sent to the Sheikh of Dubai to provide special healthcare services. Each of them was one in 100 top beauties. Anyone who was favored by the chief, luxury car and villa were all managed in a minute. Everyone was eager to try out their luck, hoping they would get the chief's attention. Katya made the first move. To attract the chief's attention, she didn't hesitate to break the rules. She danced erotically on the upbeat music, relying on this hot figure and a pair of doe eyes to seduce the chief. However, the chief's eyes were straight. A model dragged her out angrily. Katya had created such a shame on them. Now, everyone had no way to make money. "What are you doing?" However, Katya said her relatives were really there. The model didn't believe her, telling her to prove it. Katya didn't hesitate to do so. The model didn't expect it to be true. She was very puzzled. "Then why were you dancing?" Katya replied, "I was just testing." Katya was actually a rich woman. She had nothing to worry about. Her mother fulfilled her every wish. However, she was afraid of Russian literature, boring poets. She began to crave adventure, wanting to break this stereotype life designed by family. Therefore, she tricked her mother into going to Paris to exchange studies for 2 months. Actually, she got on the flight to Dubai to start her modeling career. She also met the chief. However, she was not satisfied. She wanted to get wild. She wanted to experience more, so after returning from Dubai, she and Liza, who also came to the Dubai trip, became friends. They rented an apartment. Liza had a sister named Galia. These two were the kind who didn't work properly, all day long thinking about being with rich men. They were prostitutes. Galia and Liza took Katya to her workplace, a Porsche showroom. Galia looked at the Porsche. She took a photo and sent it to her sugar daddy. Liza walked into the manager's office. She started taking off her skirt without saying anything. The manager was also surprised. "I called you up here to talk about business. What are you doing?" However, it took only 1 minute to get down to business. The remaining 9 minutes they spent on a secret meeting. The manager's dignity was finally taken down by Liza's provocative actions. Galia and Katya were talking when they saw Liza walk downstairs. A meeting in 10 minutes, it seemed like the manager was very hard. The two took Katya to a fancy restaurant. It turned out that during the day, Liza was having a secret meeting with the manager. In the evening, she was catching big fish. This big fish was the son of the aristocratic family, single, noble and very good looking. Liza approached the bodyguard, personally bribing him for the rich man's whereabouts. Then she went to the same place, pretending to meet him by chance. She hoped to get the rich man's favor. However, she didn't want to take the initiative but sneak around, relying on the rich man to come up to her. Katya thought what she did was arrogant and cunning. "If you want to catch fish, open your mind." She took a seat at the bar, waiting for the fish to take the bait. Let's make a guess. With this look, could she make it? Not long after, a slick guy named Misha came over. Liza warned Katya this guy was not simple. She better not get involved. However, Katya, the most challenging girl, who tricked her mom just because she didn't want to be sheltered, didn't think so. By such a stimulus, she decisively took a cab to Misha's house. After coming in, she immediately regretted it. Misha got mad. He took her from behind by the window. Katya was very uncomfortable. She kept reading poetry in her mouth, wanting to escape from his assault. "Time didn't wait for me. You forgot to take me away. My left hand never forgot the firefly. In my right hand was a meditation for 10 years. She recited until she fainted. Misha stared at her. He had been with many girls before. It was the first time he met such a cultured girl. He sent Katya back to the bar. Not long after, at the party held at the Porsche showroom, Katya learned that Liza had a side piece, her colleague. She didn't understand how Liza could manage between the manager and the colleague. Liza explained that the manager was the main target. The colleague was just a toy. The manager would pull her to the second floor, holding a secret meeting. The manager liked to hold meetings where there were many people. It was his kink. Katya didn't approve of what she did, so she told the colleague the truth. The colleague was very angry. With the manager's wife, they caught the adultery on the spot. Liza lost her job. With no financial support, their rent was all paid by the manager. Such a source of money was gone. All of a sudden, things got worse. At this time, Katya's opportunity came. It turned out that Misha admired her literary talent. He paid a lot to have her for himself. This time, the three lived a luxurious life again. Misha was really a big fish. He took Katya's friends to eat, drink and have fun. They attended all kinds of high-class parties. One day, Galia covered her face and cried. It turned out that the old man who became her source of money didn't buy her a car. He didn't fulfill her wishes. She felt cheated. Katya was angry. She decided to ask Misha for help. Katya was dressed up in brilliance, eating with Misha in the restaurant. Unexpectedly, she met her mother. She was afraid and went straight under the table. It was very embarrassing. The waiter came to serve her drink. He didn't know what was fun to hide under the table. Misha was also embarrassed. He told Katya to come out quickly or else he didn't buy her a car. As long as she came out, he would buy a Porsche for her. Katya could only suppress her fear and come out. Sure enough, her mother caught her. She was so angry. Not only did she deceive her, but she also became a shameless little thing. Katya was fed up with her mother's advice. She just wanted to be free. She followed Misha without looking back. Misha told her he could buy her a car, but it was not a new car. He would only buy her a second-hand car. They were a pure business relationship, never making love to each other. Katya was self-conscious. She wouldn't be so stupid. What kind of relationship did he offer her? The next day, Katya took Galia to the car center. The driver helped him to look for a good car. They both agreed on the car and paid for it. Galia was so satisfied with the car. Realizing her friend's wish, Katya took the initiative to talk to Suren, the son of the rich family. She bribed the bodyguard to know his whereabouts and told Suren Liza's story. Katya was worthy of being a young woman of literature and art. Through her words, Liza turned to have a miserable childhood like the ugly duckling in the fairy tale. Could she turn her into a swan? Fortunately, she succeeded. Suren invited him to his villa the next day. The three girls' wishes all came true. When buying new fancy clothes with the other two, Katya found out she was pregnant. This rebellious game finally hurt her. She called Misha. However, Misha had already got a family. What could she expect? She couldn't pick up the car with Galia tomorrow. She also couldn't go to the villa with Liza. She made an excuse. The three decided to set out alone. However, it backfired. While on the way to pick up the car, Galia was robbed by the driver. She didn't want to give him the money, so she was shot dead. Liza was also cheated by the bodyguard. The bodyguard had called some friends over, taking turns to rape Liza. Katya had an abortion. She thought she could wait until Misha came to stop it, letting her keep the baby. However, Misha had come to stop her, but Katya used a fake name to have an abortion, so her name wasn't found in the register. Disappointed, Misha left. After abortion, Katya finally ended her adventure. She called her mother to pick her up. She didn't even go to Galia's funeral. All this seemed to happen because of her, but it was also destined. The director wants to tell us relying on others for your dreams, selling yourself to get what you want will never be the right way. That lifestyle is like a bubble. It looks gorgeous, but it's broken at one touch. Just like Misha once said, rich people can spoil you with money but never mean to marry you. At the end of the movie, Katya came to Paris, the place she used to think was boring. Now it seemed simple and peaceful. Alright, that's all for today.